All right, we have a really fun new surprise for you, so let's check it out.
Just a few days ago, we had a major announcement at our European Day of Discovery, and now we're ready to share that announcement with everyone. Check this out. Everyone, AO essential oils from Solex. What? This is, you know what? Essential oils may not sound too exciting, but we're gonna get into why this is so special and so exciting. Jake, I have Jake Smith with me. You can see that. He's here on the screen with you too. And we a few months ago, we were talking, about bringing essential oils to the market. And we thought, oh, well, you know what? We think Solex could bring something special, and we did bring something special as what's called a limited time offer.
That's right. We just offered it through the month of December.
Yep.
And we had 2 holiday oils in there, candy cane and holiday cheer with lemon, lavender, and peppermint.
Yep.
Which are staples in every household. Because it was just a limited time offering, that meant that you had to act fast. And you guys did. In fact, it was very successful, and we've had a number of people request it.
Yeah, a lot of people, since that ended in December, a lot of people, I've had personal questions to me saying, hey, are we gonna do the essential oils? We love them, we love the ones that we had. Are we gonna continue with that? And it's always like, yeah, to be continued. Let's see, let's check it out. In our minds, we knew that it was really successful, but we wanted to continue to broaden it in the right way. Now, it seems like there's no new ground to break when you're talking about essential oils. But I think that we have some ground that we can break when we talk about the AO essential oils from Solex. Obviously, the threshold, the foundational pieces, you must have an uncompromised purity in your oils, right?
No question.
You must source them sustainably from premium regions.
That's right.
Okay. So then with that, we start to say, okay, if that's the threshold, everybody has to have that.
Yeah, why would we do this?
Yeah. Where are you going to break new ground, Solex? How are you going to have a cause for someone to pay attention to AO essential oils versus anybody else's essential oils? And I'm going to talk about, I think we could talk about at least 2 things.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. And maybe a third. I think that most of the oils out there, in fact, the top competitors out there, they're just too expensive. And they really want you to buy a large bottle that lasts too long. You really can't get through that in a monthly sequence.
Yeah, I think we've all seen, maybe in our Facebook marketplace space, people getting rid of loads of oils that they're like, okay, I got too much of this. I got 17 of the same oil. Somebody else want them at a heavy discount, right? And they end up actually giving them at probably a really good value.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And so that is a great
Literally
point.
giving them away.
Yeah, literally giving them away. So let's jump into AO essential oils. Let's talk about 2 main differentiators and then hit that third one that you're referencing here.
Yes.
One of them is nano-processing, ultrasonic processing of oils in such a way that, now nano-processing, if you've been around Solex, that is not something new. And that's not something to be scared of. People think nano, are you putting little bots in our essential oils or in our supplements? No. We're talking about separating particle bundles of particles into what we can get them to, which is the smallest setting possible right now.
That's right.
Okay?
Yep.
What's the benefit of separating these bundles of ingredients, the molecular structures, into as many of them as possible?
Ultra Nano allows each of the active materials inside of our essential oils, AO essential oils, all 6 of them. We'll introduce what those
6 are. Yes.
We'll go through all 6 of them. But each one of those has an active compound or 2, and in some instances 3 compounds that make up the majority of the oil. And so if you consider 1 drop of lavender, for example, well, what makes lavender more potent than a synthetic fragrance of lavender that you would maybe spray? This is what makes it more potent, is the linalool content. And so when we use ultra nano processing, that increases the concentration of linalool and linoleic acid, allowing for a more restful sleep and helping calm and reduce the stress that we all feel every single day.
So when you do that, when you select that you can say it. I'm not going to say it. When you separate that molecular structure out so that there are more, essentially a bigger spread of that ingredient through the same size of liquid, what do you get? You get a greater reach, you get greater depth, you get breadth. Effectively, you get greater bioavailability, meaning whether you're using it for aromatherapy or you're using an oil with a carrier oil as topically or some other form, it requires less to get more.
Which is why we can help save everyone money on their essential oils. And that's key to the size that we're offering, is that most oils are sold in a 15 ml or even a 10 ml. We are actually offering it in a 5 ml because of the potency and the concentration and the dispersion. Aromatically, you can offer you only need 1 drop versus 5 drops or 10 drops from our competitors.
Right. And that, obviously everybody varies. If you like a really strong smell, you might do 2 drops, but the ratio is there, right? The ratio of potency is there, and it's all because of nano-processing. Now, another thing that we bring to the table that is a total differentiator in the marketplace is the idea of having frequency-infused support to the oil itself. Now, inside every bottle of essential oils is a Cybin bead. What is Cybin? If you've never heard of Cybin before, this is a powerful negative ion carrier or holder, an activator of negative ions, meaning negative ions they're actually not negative. They're actually really positive for the body and the environment. They're these things that neutralize actually the things that do harm within our bodies, to our bodies, and in the environment around us. Negative ions are just these ionic atomic subparticles that have a certain charge. Those charges neutralize effectively bad charges in bad things. Cybin in each bottle of essential oils that Solex offers actually charges that oil with those negative ions. That then is carried to you no matter how you're using that. It's infused, it's part of the oil. That is powerful. But to carry the frequency conversation one step further, you're here, you're watching this at a Solex video, right? This is a Solex video. No doubt you've heard of AO scan technology. AO scan technology is a software tool to help with energy and frequencies. Not just with learning more about your bodies, but also using it to imprint on things, including using the Solex technology to imprint on oils because they're great carriers of frequency, because they're quantum-based concepts that deliver far beyond what is the tangible perception. You can actually use frequency with that Cybin bead to enhance your experience with the oils. Why would we choose these 6 oils? What's kind of the general approach?
So the reason that we selected these 6, and you'll recall peppermint, lavender, lemon, orange, frankincense, and tea tree oil. So all 6 of these have been selected because these are the most often used essential oils in the world. As you look at any data for market research, these are the ones that are most often used and purchased, and they actually have the most number of health claims related to them and the most number of research. So when you look at human clinical data, these 6 are very, very equipped to give you the benefits that you're hoping for every single day. I love each of them because I have unique stories with each one of them. Starting with peppermint. Peppermint is a product that does so many things. It supports clear breathing and focus. So it opens up the airways. You guys have experienced this with our AO pearls. Mm-hmm. We have peppermint inside AO pearls. Yep. But the peppermint in AO essential oil peppermint is exactly what we use in that AO pearl, but now it can be used 3 different ways. So you can diffuse it aromatically with our passive diffuser, or you can use it topically, or you can also ingest it. And so each way that you use peppermint and each of these oils will differ in the benefit that it offers. And so the other thing that peppermint does is, as we all know, this is also found in our AO relief, and it's a great companion product to relief because it does aid in relieving lifestyle pain, muscle tension, as well as
headaches. Yeah, people
and just
use it for headaches.
Applying that just simply to the temples of your head or even behind the neck can be really, really helpful. The last thing that we'll talk about, there are many, many more, is that peppermint does aid in digestion support, and it does relieve discomfort, including constipation, diarrhea, and occasional nausea. And so if you're really looking to help support your digestive tract and your esophagus, peppermint's a really excellent oil to use.
And that's another reason I like, right? It's so effective in pearls as a part of the pearls.
Yep.
And this isn't necessarily to replace pearls. This is in addition to, this is just one of the many ways to deliver on the benefits of peppermint as an essential oil is the digestive support.
Lavender. Lavender is so amazing because of all of the health claims that belong to it and have been tested. It does calm the nervous system, and it supports a deep restorative sleep. Most of the studies around lavender are concentrated right there. But it also helps soothe skin irritations and sunburns. I myself have gotten insect bites or sunburns, and when you put lavender essential oil on those sunburns or on those insect bites, it really does help relieve those immediately.
Have you ever seen success like somebody like burn with a curling iron or something like that?
Yes.
Would they use lavender on that as well?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Lavender essential oil, our essential oil is going to be the most effective because of its potency of linalool and linoleic acid. It also balances emotions and it reduces anxiety feelings or anxious feelings. And so this is a personal story, but I was once in Japan on a trip, and my wife was going in to have an ultrasound with the OB. And I woke up in the middle of the night a little bit panicked, thinking, oh, I need to call her. It was 3 in the morning in Japan, and she was at the doctor's office here in the States. And she learned a few things about our daughter, Adeline, that, my wife is very, very steady. And in those very few moments where the doctor was telling her what she was seeing with our daughter, Adeline, things like she could be Down syndrome, she could have chromosomes missing, she could have a cleft palate. And all of those things really threw my wife into a cycle. And one of the most important things that she did was she found lavender essential oil. And to me, it was a life-saving thing. To her, it was a life-saving thing because it helped calm her at night. It helped calm her during the day. And that was our introduction really to essential oils and why we really use them every single day because they impact every part of our life. When you're going through something hard, when you're going through something that you don't have any solution for, especially when you're pregnant, the doctor will not give you anything. And so it's just wonderful to have that solution, and it worked very, very effectively.
But not just calming for her and her anxiety in that situation as somebody who's pretty steady, but I love that it calms the nervous system, but that it directly ties to the emotional benefit. But even remotely, right? Yeah. She takes the lavender and you get a calm down in Japan. Who knew? Right? You talked about the quantum benefits. There Absolutely. They go, right through your wife, all the way reaching you in Japan. That's impressive stuff. Yeah. I use lavender all the time in, like when I'm trying to go through a meditative process, when I'm just trying to calm my mind, clear everything, not think about anything specific. I've used lavender to just relax, clear everything, and stay in a state of just openness for a while.
Meditation.
Yeah, meditation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a very great resource. Frankincense is the other one that can be used in this way where it amplifies the effort of peace and tranquility during your prayerful meditations.
That's awesome. Now, if lavender was this calming, relaxing, supportive state of essential oils, let's jump to the other one. Let's talk about lemon. What does lemon do?
Lemon is the energizer. And so if you're looking for a quick pick-me-up, just add 1 drop or 2 drops to just a little bit of water and drink that. Immediately you're going to be First of all, you're going to feel refreshed. Everyone else around you is going to see, you're going to emanate and radiate that energy to them. It's just a wonderful energy oil. It also naturally cleanses and detoxifies the body. And so if there are impurities, toxins, PCBs, contaminants that you're struggling with, including parasites, if you've on your AO scan, if you see parasites, this is a great one to take because it detoxifies the liver, it detoxifies the cells, and it really helps with that autophagy that everyone needs to really clean themselves out. It also, because of its energizing qualities, uplifts the mood, and it promotes mental clarity and focus. And so this is one that you don't want to take at night.
Yeah, okay, good call.
Lavender, you can take that one at night, but this one really helps enhance flavor in food. You can see the immediate effects. If you'll slice an apple and lay those out, spray one of your bowls of your apples with lemon oil, and then leave the other one, just watch what happens. Lemon is an antioxidant. And so when you look at the oxidative effect and impact that oxygen has on an apple, you have the Maillard reaction or the browning effect. And on those apples that are protected with lemon, they won't brown. In fact, they'll hold for quite some time with that lemon essential oil. It's a great demonstration.
I love that. All right, pro tip, add a drop of lemon to your AO energy and let's see what happens, right? Get all of that, the mood plus the energy levels. All right, jumping onto orange. Orange I love orange. It just feels good. I rub it on my hands and I'll inhale.
Yeah.
And it just feels good, right? And obviously it encourages joy, peace, and this emotional balance. But what else does orange do?
It really is an air purifier. It's used a lot in cleaning because of the efficacy that it promotes in surfaces for your kitchen counters, for your bathroom sinks. Everywhere throughout the home, including the air, can be really cleansed because of orange essential oil. It also, when ingested, supports immunity. And so it also has high antioxidant content. Lemon and orange are used pretty interchangeably. Because of that citrus nature, they're both great for cleaning.
Anything wrong with putting them together?
Nothing wrong with putting together. In fact, if you want to add it to your favorite drink, try a little orange, try a little lemon. AO Energy is the perfect complement to that.
Boost everything.
Also with blue as well, a lemon and a blue.
Oh, interesting.
As well, and you can get creative. This is what makes this fun. Because of the potency, because of the number of drops that you've got in there, you can really have, your own do-it-yourself with your drinks, with your cleaning products. It just is so versatile. These products are amazing.
Yeah, I love that. And maybe you could add it to Bright, because I know one of the things it does, it helps with the skin. We've talked about adding blue to Bright, but maybe blue with a couple drops of orange essential oil and then put it on your skin. We're gonna have everything put together pretty soon. But jumping on to the next one, we're talking about tea tree. One of my favorites, personal favorite, is right there, right up the top of the list is tea tree. I love it for so many reasons. But primarily, I love just the aroma benefits.
Yeah.
That fresh feeling that I get when I use it, right? In fact, I've used the tea tree shampoo for years because it is one of my favorite smells in the morning to get me going.
Tea tree oil's very best benefit, if we had a balloon, you could literally take that balloon, add a drop, and it would pop the balloon.
Oh, wow.
It will penetrate through really anything, which is why it is so good for skin blemishes for teenagers. Those red blemishes that come and go, really good at drying out things because of its penetrating properties. But like Kai mentioned, put a drop on your hands of any of these and then just take a good inhale, and your lungs are gonna benefit from that. Tea tree is one of those that you actually do not want to ingest because of its potency. You only want to use this aromatically, and you only want to use this topically. It really should also be used with a carrier oil, like coconut oil. I love using it with coconut because there's sensitization with the penetration for tea tree.
Yeah, really strong essential oil, right? Powerful.
Really, if you're doing homemade soaps, this is another great one to add to your homemade soaps. It's got antifungal and antimicrobial attributes that really make it stand out. It's used for for foot fungus. It's used for anything where you've got an odor issue. And so it can also be used underneath the armpits. It's been used as a natural deodorant for a very, very long time, since Captain Cook discovered it with the Aborigines in Australia.
That's awesome. We get to oil number 6, which is kind of this kingpin, this top of the mountain sort of oil, frankincense. Tell us why outside of being a prominent gift in religion, right? Why is frankincense such a powerhouse, something that everybody says is pretty valuable across the board?
Yeah. The main component in frankincense is boswellia. And we're using boswellia carteri. And boswellia carteri is very, very high in boswellic acids, unmatched. And the active ingredients in frankincense really do help, first and foremost, in that meditation. It's been used as an incense. It's been used aromatically to really help support in times of weddings and other ceremonies that are very sacred, spiritual, or energy producing. And as it relates to grounding and inner peace, this is really a way to feel that self-actualization. When you've got a goal and you want to accomplish that goal, frankincense is really there to help you achieve those goals through that meditation, through that peace, through that focus that you feel. One of the things that it benefits is your cellular health and that regeneration, and doing that properly so that the cells are dividing and reproducing in the way that they should. That is the number one benefit of frankincense. I myself use it on my skin. I have been doing that for a long time. I have a family history genetically that needs that, and I've been using frankincense. And my dermatologist always says, I don't know what you're doing, but tell your brother to do it. And I give my brother frankincense. But
yeah. You know what I find interesting is the special products are the ones that when they have an exterior benefit, like you mentioned meditation, grounding, inner peace, when they have these emotional supports and this nervous system support, the really good ones also have some sort of internal benefit. And that's where you see this with the cellular health being supported by frankincense. And then it also even appears at the skin level, the surface level with fine lines and blemishes. Those are powerful. So we've kind of talked about and went to some good length. The one thing that we can say is that there is way too much research out there to even give a full breadth explanation of all the benefits of each one of these. We can't do it. We've already taken enough of your time to explain what we love and why we chose these. But Jake, you mentioned something. We did testing on our oils compared to oils in the marketplace, and what did you find?
So we used a test called GCMS, and there are a variety of tests that we use. When you learn about SPEQ, we're looking at safety, we're looking at purity, we're looking at efficacy, and we're also looking at that quantum reach, or the ability to diffuse these oils because of the SIBIN and oil combination, as well as the nano particulate sizes that we're using. But in this GCMS, this gas chromatogram, and using mass spectrometry, we're able to compare our active levels of each of those compounds that are most prevalent to our competitor. And in every instance, because of the nano, because of the SIBIN, we tested higher. And we're going to show you those charts so that you can see in each of these cases. It's a little bit unusual in science to have every single one of these do what they're doing. Tea tree oil is the only one where terpenine and cineol is fairly close to the competition, but in all others, there's a 10%, a 20%, and a 30%, even a 60% increase over the actives that are in our competitors. And so you can see with those tests that we've done on GCMS why our products, why the AO essential oils are more concentrated, more efficacious, and really help deliver the anticipated benefits. So we're excited about that.
Yeah,
testing.
I think that's incredible results for each of those oils. One of the things as a process guy, when I look at that, I'm like, it isn't the oil as much, because everybody, we already said, is the foundational thing, purity and potency, that's there, has to be there. So what makes the performance so much better? It has to be the process. It has to be something that we do that's unique to us. compared to everybody else. All right, let's capstone this. We're launching this 6-pack of essential oils with a passive diffuser. The passive diffuser is an incredible thing, and this is unique as well. There are other passive diffusers in the marketplace. This is a ceramic porous stone infused with Cybin powder, which then gives it the benefit of the Cybin frequencies, those negative ion benefits. It is elegant, it's sustainable, it's always on diffusion. If you taking the cap and dropping a couple drops of oil in that, it is there. You don't need any batteries, you don't need any plug-in, you don't need any power source. It is truly a passive diffuser, which means, yes, you can have it in areas either of your home that are really accessible and easy to get to, into your car, into the cup holder, into your office, into your work office. You can carry it in your bag, and it's working wherever you go. That's powerful stuff, and that makes it really special because you can put those drops in, you can let it emanate, and when it wears out, guess what you get to do? Add a few more drops.
Of any oil.
Of any oil.
It's so volatile that it takes about 48 hours for the passive diffuser to completely evacuate, but you just add a few more drops and it can be reused. If you want to put them in every room of your home, you're going to need more than one.
Yep.
But one comes with every 6-pack.
Yeah, so we have this in the AO Essentials Oils Pack, which is going to be the 6 oils, 1 passive diffuser. You mentioned a third ringer here, and that is our pricing. Let's hit pricing now.
All right, so retail price is $93.75 US. Loyalty pricing is $75 US. And our auto ship pricing on subscription monthly is $70 US with 53 points. This really is the best value to buy it all together. The savings is huge.
Yeah, and it's put together. It's a beautiful box that it comes in. All 6 oils, the diffusers right in there. A gift set for a lot of people if you're trying to introduce them to what really makes Solex different whenever we bring something to market. Now, we've talked about the benefits of the differentiators, and we really have talked about the benefit of how those work and their performance as far as in the marketplace of essential oils. We also need to talk about, again, amplifying it with the AO scan frequencies. That really is powerful. Whether you're using it topically with a carrier oil, aromatically with the passive diffuser, these oils can be used for emotional balancing, energetic support, and daily well-being. This really should be part of the routine. I think, why does this matter now? I think there's a lot of things in the marketplace. I think people are well educated and want to be well educated. So people are seeking cleaner, smarter wellness tools. AO Essential Oils blends the natural with the energetic, bridging a gap that is becoming more and more relevant. And I think that people need to know about this. How should you share this? Well, you have a launch video.
Use it with yes, definitely. Yeah. There will be assets that are loaded on our digital marketing kit at sharesolex.com. Those assets are available for you to share through social channels, through email, through text, through just handouts that you would like to print at events or in person. And to me, I think this is the easiest thing to share as you use AO Scan daily, as well as use the other tech that we've got. I love diffusing aromatic essential oils while I'm on AO mat. What a great thing to do with lavender right before you go to bed. But also in the morning if you want to take a moment and with AO lemon. All of these essential oils really work well with all of the things that we're offering to help improve skin health, to improve mental health, to improve clarity and focus, to also just really help balance the mood of the room. If you're looking to change how it feels in your home, or you want to lift or inspire others, essential oils with the scanner, with AO Scan, are a perfect complement to really help people.
I think that is spot on. It makes sense. So oils are familiar, and unless somebody has an actual opposition to them as in general, they welcome them. For you to share that when you're sharing a 660 band and giving someone an experience, or a terrorist one, or a mad experience, or an AO scan technology experience with a sample pass. Those are all powerful. They are even more amplified when you get a personal story about them and you can share your personal story, just like you did with us today with lavender. So my invitation, our invitation, is to use them, to share them, to live with them in such a way where you can experience that competitive advantage, that difference that's in the marketplace that we're bringing to the marketplace because we're bringing this offering now. Bridge the gap with frequency and everyday wellness. This is crucial. Right now, you can take advantage of this, and we thank you for pioneering this effort into a new chapter with Solex. This leads us into a world of frequency, infusing it with AO essential oils into your wellness.
We just launched these essential oils in the EU in Amsterdam last week, and we had a great response to that. You know, there was actually a wonderful presentation that we had there all about essential oils.
Yes.
And using them in the scanner. We have the frequencies in the scanner. And so it was the perfect complement to that presentation to launch our AO essential oils.
You know what? I thought I knew essential oils fairly well.
You didn't.
Dr. Stefan Rao schooled me. He just taught me a whole new level. And by the way, a whole new level of essential oils frequencies in your AO scanner.
Yes.
That you can use all the time and match those up with actual oils and really put things together in such a way that it's powerful. You know what? I think along the lines of that, we should ask a question about essential oils.
Let's do it.
For the contest.
Let's do it. We're going to ask you, what do you use essential oils for? We know you have some. Everyone has some essential oils, I think. And we want to know, what do you use them for? What are some creative ways that we can use them? I would love to know in relationship to some of our Solex products. For my personal benefit, I would love to know, how do you use them with the wand? How do you use them with a mask? Things like that.
Yeah, there were some ideas at the Amsterdam event about how to use essential oils. And there is no wrong answer here, I don't think, outside of consuming it when you shouldn't consume it or applying it to pets when you shouldn't be giving those to pets. But generally speaking, this is a great avenue right here where we all get to share and we all get to benefit from everybody else's ideas. So we hope that you'll take the time after